You've obviously been outspoken about the role and the potential of stablecoins, digital dollar stablecoins in the U.S. financial system. You've written about it. You've written op-eds, and you've certainly talked about it. What is the role? I mean, is it what you just said? Is this fundamentally just a major payment system innovation that is moving ahead, and the U.S. financial system should benefit from that, or how do you think about that at a really high level?
Well, Jeremy, I think there are a lot of ways of thinking about stablecoins. There's sort of a short-term, a medium-term, and a long-term way of thinking about how they can improve our sort of system. But what I think about it in the first instance is it's an issue of competitiveness. So when I talk about stablecoins, what I sort of say is the dollar has been the reserve currency for a long period of time, not because it's necessarily better or easier to use or anything. It's the most liquid currency because of a set of historical anomalies that happened sometime between the end of World War II and the mid-50s.
Right.
And the world we live in isn't that world anymore. So the dollar is still the reserve currency, but only because we're still running on that history.
Yeah.
The problem is the history is not likely to preserve our role as the reserve currency forever. And you see this in the fact that global central banks have been reducing their dollar holdings and diversifying away from the dollar every quarter going back now 4, 5, 6 years. This seems to be an inevitable trend. We're still the most important, but we're way less the most important than we used to be.
Right.
And in a world of competition, my view is that the dollar needs to transact more attractively than others, right? So if we're no more liquid than the renminbi or the euro or something at some point in the future, we could still be the currency of choice if the transactional mechanism for dollars is superior to the transactional mechanism of other kinds of things. And so I think it's that suite of issues that stablecoins and blockchain can ultimately help us with, is to preserve the role of the dollar in the system.
Yeah, we sort of have this superstructure that got created, definitely pre-internet, and we've sort of seen electronic money, evolve in different ways, and now you have the superstructure of the internet, and you have, obviously the dollar as this preeminent reserve currency, and so it's sort of like, how do you turbocharge that? How do you put those together, and just give the dollar, the superpowers of the internet?
That's right, exactly. We used to call it the programmable dollar. The stable coin was to the dollar what email was to the letter. You're still typing, you're still sending information, but man, it's faster, and you can attach videos, copy multiple people, and it's free.
Right. I mean, this is the whole story of the internet, right? It sort of took things that were, slow and expensive and proprietary, and oftentimes, tied down to one either company or country or whatever, and then it sort of made them ubiquitous, open, interoperable, global, free, frictionless, et cetera. And so we have that with digital content. We have that with digital communications. We obviously need that with digital money as well. And